Hi everyone. Wow, that was really loud. Really loud. Didn't need to yell. Thank you all very much for coming today. I just want to say congratulations to everybody. Every single year, the quality of applications increases, and this year was no exception. So congratulations, and we're very happy to welcome you here. So there's some round of applause. So today, hopefully, you're able to pick up some handouts. Okay, so hopefully you're able to pick up some handouts. If you were not able to pick up a handout for your specific concentrations of interest, don't worry, they will be available within each of the breakout rooms afterwards in the concentration room, so you can pick it up there. And there are some extra handouts that are just up at the desk as well. So there's a general spreadsheet that has the required courses for all of the concentrations and programs. And there's, which you're going to hear more about today, the Ask a Librarian program. You'll hear more information about that today from our Inform staff as well. And yeah, and so then all the other paperwork. The most important book that I hope you do have is the Getting Started Guide. It's pretty long, but everything we're going to be talking about today, you will find in the Getting Started Guide. After today's session, you're going to be emailed all of the documents. So refer to the online documents that are going to be available because they tend to get, the information sometimes gets updated throughout the year. So make sure that you, I'll send you the link, and then you can also, once you have the actual e-version of it, you can actually click on those links, because right now they're just in the document, and obviously you can't click on it because it's paper. So you can click on the links once you get the e-copy of it. So yeah, so everything we talked about today will be found in your Getting Started Guide. The things that you don't have today are the online timetable. So the timetables are available on our website. So I'm just going to show you quickly where to find those. I almost forgot our website. So if you go to what happened? Huh. I don't know how to put it up there. Anyway, so if you go to ischools.utoronto.ca, click on the Current Students tab, and then Programs and Courses, and then Course Timetables. So again, I'll send you the link to how to find that, so don't worry if you didn't get that. But the course timetables will be available there, and you'll be able to see when your classes are scheduled and start planning out your schedule. Again, what we'll talk about today is enrollment. Oh wait, hold on, I think I know. Yay, technology. What was I saying? Anyway, so what we're talking about today, I'm sorry, I made you green, I'm tired. We're going to be talking about the course enrollment process. We're going to go through some money matters issues. We have our careers officer here to talk about career services. You're going to hear from your student council groups and our peer mentors. And then we're going to go through the orientation agenda. So today, starting at 12, you will be able to pick up your T card. If you are a current U of T student, you don't have to get another T card, so don't worry about it. But for all new incoming students, you will need a T card, which is your identification card. And you'll be able to get that out on the first floor. And then right after that, because it's so warm, you're going to get ice cream. So just in this room, you can come chat with your student council groups and some other students as well and get some ice cream. Christine is our registrar assistant, and she's going to start with the enrollment.
Okay.
Good morning, I'm Christine. Good morning. Thank you for all attending today. So we're just I'm just gonna do an overview, and Andrew will help with the more nitty-gritty of the detail of course enrollment. So how many here have logged into Acorn already and worked around? Great. That's good to know. So you know how to log in with your join ID or Tutor ID. Today, after you get your T card, if you haven't activated your Tutor ID, they will hand you a piece of paper and give you a code that you will be able to then authenticate or verify, and then you get your U of T email. So this is just an overview. You all know how it looks like. Just a reminder to please update and maintain your personal information now and throughout the year. This is, Acorn connects to our admin side, which is still called Rosie. And so when we run class lists, student lists, we need your information like email to be up to date and current. And if you're getting any awards through Acorn, we need your address to be valid and up to date. So just make sure you check in once in a while. And you'll want to put in your emergency contacts just in case. So this is how course enrollment looks like. It's sort of, if you enter the first few letters of our courses, INF, MSL, all available courses should pop up. And so you'll need to choose a lecture. Make sure you choose lecture 0101 or 2. We don't have too many options, except for maybe the core and required courses. We don't have too many tutorials, but cross-check with our timetable. Our timetable online, as Andrea mentioned, is the go-to. Sometimes Acorn might not be 100% updated, but our timetable is the first thing we update. Okay, so just always refer to that. And try not to save the PDF, because the PDF link will be updated. So just save the page of timetables, and then we'll always try to post what we've updated as well. Our colleague Carol Dean, who you probably all received emails from reminding you to submit forms and stuff like that, maintains that page. So, yeah. And if you have any questions, always just get in touch with us first. So in case you need help with Acorn, there's a helpful guide that's linked on the main page when you sign in. You can check your academic history. So once you add a course fully, not just put it in your enrollment cart, you can pop over to your academic history and it should show up. So it's a live thing. And here's Andrea.
So after you leave today, as Christine was mentioning, you can add the courses to your enrollment cart before enrollment actually opens. So you can start planning out your schedule, add the courses to your enrollment cart, and then when enrollment actually opens, then you can go on and you can actually add those to your schedule. So adding it to your enrollment cart doesn't mean you're in that course, just so you know. You still need to add it to your schedule and your timetable. So when is course enrollment? July 31st. Yay! It's 6 a.m. in the morning. Get excited. Set your alarm. Set your alarm for bright and early 6 a.m. That's why it's very important that you have those courses saved in your enrollment cart. So come 6 a.m. on July 31st, you can add them to your schedule. Don't worry if you are not able to get into your courses right away. There are going to be a lot of people logging, obviously, at that time trying to add courses. So just be patient with the system. And we check, yeah, so Carol Ng, as Christina was mentioning, is up bright and early with you, making sure there aren't any problems with the system. And we'll check for any complications that might be happening at that time. So don't panic, is the first step. So what are you actually enrolling in? So the credit system at U of T, if you're not familiar with it, is half and full credit. So a full-time student is taking per term 2.0 FCE, so full course equivalent. These are 4 half courses a term. So full course load for a full-time student is 4 half courses a term. And then for part-time students, you're allowed a maximum 2 half credits per term. And that includes the summer term. So 1 year in the program is fall-winter. Summer is an optional term. So you are able to enroll in courses over the summer. So for part-time students, you can do 2, 2, and 2. So that's a maximum of 6 half courses in 1 year. And then, this is the second year that we've actually opened up course registration for fall and winter at the same time. So come July 31st, you're going to be enrolling in both your fall and winter courses. And people tend throughout the year tend to drop courses. So again, if there's a course that you really wanted to get into, there may be an option to later on as people drop courses or switch courses. And you're allowed to wait list. I think I talk about it later in one of the slides. You're allowed to wait list for up to 2 courses. You're gonna check the fall and winter timetables to see if there are any prerequisite courses. There are some courses, and it does show in your course sequence, as well as the handout that you have, whether the courses are available for second year students only, or if you can enroll. If it doesn't say anything, you can just enroll in those courses. But sometimes the instructors want you to have some sort of background or foundation built up before you enroll in those courses. So there are going to be some courses reserved for second year students only. Doesn't matter what concentration you're in, you can enroll in any of the courses available in any of the concentrations if you wish. Some of them, again, do have notes saying reserved only for ISC students, for example. Those courses obviously you can't enroll in, but they will have another section in a different term that's open to all students. So just make sure you're looking out for those as well. It's not with a lot of courses, but with a couple of courses that are available. You can find the course descriptions and course syllabi. So again, under the current students tab, under courses and programs, and then courses, you'll be able to find all the course descriptions for each of the courses. Or if you go onto the timetable, if you actually click on it, it brings you directly to the course description page as well. So you can read more about the courses. The suggested course sequences that we're giving out today, they are suggested course sequences. So you don't have to follow them exactly. We've laid it out this way because we found that this is the best way to help keep you on track for your studies, but don't feel like you have to enroll in your courses in that order. What we do recommend, is to enroll in your required courses first, because we want you to make sure that you are going to be able to meet the requirements for your specific concentrations. So we strongly advise that you enroll or try to complete your required courses first, and then you can schedule your elective courses after that. We try our very best to make sure that a lot of the required courses don't overlap or that there are multiple sections of it. So make sure you are checking the timetable to make sure that there are different, because there are available other sections available for a specific course. So hopefully you won't have any conflicts. And so then after you're able, you can start scheduling in your electives after that. So the early bird gets the worm, obviously, so how to prepare ahead of time. Make sure, again, your alarm is set for 6 a.m. in the morning so you can start enrolling in your courses. As I mentioned before, plot out both fall and winter sessions to ensure that you can identify the required courses. The very back page of your Getting Started guide, there is a blank worksheet where you can plot out your fall and winter schedules. And then again, get your primary concentration requirements done first. There are going to be a couple of workshops that you're not going to find on Acorn. Instead, you're going to find it on through the Inform website. And this is a mandatory cited right workshop, and that has to be completed by September 15th. And we will look to see if you've completed it or not at that time. And it is online, and you will, again, find it through the Inform website. A collaborative specialization, does everyone know what that is? So these are partnerships that we have developed with different departments at U of T. So if there's a particular subject, so we have, for example, Jewish studies, women and gender studies, we have food studies. So there are different specializations that you can add to your degree. So this doesn't add time to your degree. It just means that the courses you take probably as your electives will go towards that specific specialization. Once you graduate, you will graduate with your MMSt degree, and then a collaborative specialization in whatever you've chosen, if you wish, and it's optional. So those, you do have to submit a separate form to enroll in those courses, and we can send you that information once you start getting to that as well. So you can apply usually for a collaborative specialization usually any time throughout the year. And then so this kind of lets you know if it's available for the MMSt program, PhD program. Most of them have ongoing deadlines, so again, you can apply for it anytime for each program. And then some of them do have specific deadlines, so you just want to make sure you're looking out if you're interested in that. So if you haven't applied for like book history and print culture, for example, for this year, you can still apply for it for your second year. Students following the concentration must ensure that they choose appropriate required and elective courses to fulfill those requirements. Again, a maximum of 2 concentrations is allowed. However, we typically recommend that you choose 1 concentration and take courses in the other concentrations. And there are a few reasons we recommend this. One, employers don't really actually care what concentrations you've chosen. It doesn't show up on your diploma. It does show up on your transcript, but not on your diploma. And 2, again, while we try our very best to make sure that courses don't overlap, there may be scheduling conflicts. So we typically recommend just choosing one and then just taking electives in your other concentrations. But again, a maximum of 2 is allowed. So this is the course code legend, in case you haven't kind of seen what any of these numbers and letters mean next to the course code when you enroll. So first, you're usually going to find an activity code. So most of them are going to be INF, or they'll be MSL for museum studies. So these are just a few other ones that you might encounter once you start enrolling in courses. So that's just the discipline of study. Is the first column, and then the number, 1300 or 2700. It doesn't necessarily mean if there's a 2700 course, for example, that you can't enroll in it in your first year. So again, just look at those requirements. The credit value. So H is what most of the courses you find are going to be. So that's half the credit, so it's a semester long, so it's 0.5 FCEs. And then Y is full year course. So from September to April. And then the H is either September to December or January to April. There are a few exceptions when you're looking. So for example, the MI thesis, if you're interested in that, or the MMSt thesis, that is worth 2.0 FCs, but it's still a year long. So it's not too, well, no, it's not true. So yeah, so those are 2.0 FCEs, those. And so you're working on your thesis until you're done your thesis. And then the session offered, obviously F for fall, S for, then there's the S is the second session, sorry, which is your winter from January to April. And then again, your Y is fall and winter, September to April. And then the summer course codes. And then as Christine already mentioned, a lot of the courses you're going to be enrolling in are lecture-based. There are a few, for example, one of the UXD courses where you are required to enroll in a lecture and a tutorial. So just make sure you're choosing both the lecture and a tutorial time slot. Not many programs have that, but some of them do, so just pay attention to that. Okay, tuition information. So back to Acorn. So if you've logged into Acorn, you've probably, hopefully gone through some of this information already. So you will be able to see, so you should have already, if you haven't already, sent in your $500 deposit. If you haven't yet, you can still do that. To see that it's been received by the Student Accounts Office, you go to your financial statement and you'll see $500 credit under financial information account balance. It'll be a $500 credit. That $500 will then go towards your tuition. So it's not an additional $500 that you paid, it will just go towards your tuition. So that's how you can see it there. And then once tuition amounts are released, so the School of Graduate Studies will release those amounts usually about end of July for 2019 and 2020. Once they've been released, you'll see it in your invoice. So you'll be able to.
Sorry, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Because actually I just checked my page actually shows the
tuition already?
The tuition,
Okay.
but the thing is it's the credit was not deducted. It's like a full amount. So I wonder like how, I actually have due, it's like the full price of the semester, and the credit still shows as a credit. So I was kind of thinking it will automatically be deducted, but
Usually it's automatic, right?
Now it's going to be different than what is shown.
Yes.
They'll of course show the full invoice, but then maybe just email them.
Sure, yeah, I have a printout right here.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Because once you actually click on the invoice, like it might show you the total amount, but when you actually scroll down in the invoice, it'll say what you actually owe. So you have to scroll down though in the invoice or you miss it. And then it also tells you what you owe like for the fall term, because you don't have to pay for the year, you can pay for the fall term and then the winter term. And so you kind of have to scroll down to see what the fall term amount is and then what the winter term amount is. Sometimes start to miss. They typically, so the Student Accounts Office typically recommends that the tuition be paid for your fall term by August 23rd. 23rd. The registration deadline is September 13th, so to make sure that the payment is actually in by September 13th, they typically recommend to have it submitted by the 23rd so that they can process it in time for the registration deadline. So this is where you would find information on what the fees are. So if it's not showing up in your Acorn account, which I guess it should be at this point, you could just go to the Student Accounts Office directly or website directly, which is the link listed above there, and click on current session, and it'll show you what the amounts are. So this is what the invoice would look like. So once you actually click on your account invoice, you take you to this page. And again, the Acorn help page is really helpful. It is very helpful. So if you are having trouble navigating Acorn and how to use it, they have step-by-step screens where you'll be able to find that information. So by the August 23rd deadline, you either pay your fees or defer your fees. So there are certain instances where you're able to defer your fees. And so if you are receiving OSAP, for example, that's one reason you'd be able to defer your fees. If you've received a scholarship or an award, or if your education is being paid through a third-party sponsor. And then there are major awards major award recipient who will also be able to defer their fees, you will receive an email from Christine with instructions on how to do that. If you do have any questions about how to do that, there's a form you do need to fill out. You can come talk to Christine afterwards and she can explain this to you, but you will receive detailed email about how to go ahead and do that. So if you are deferring your fees, you have up until April 30th to pay those fees. And then the regular fee payment deadlines are September 30th to avoid interest and service charges, which will start on October 15th for the fall session, and January 31st to avoid interest, which will start on February 18th. But again, all of that is in your Getting Started guide. Minimum degree fee. So if you are, especially for part-time students, in the Faculty of Information, we don't charge per course, you're charged a program fee, a general program fee. So it doesn't matter how many courses you enroll in a certain semester, you're still paying the same amount for that program. So if you enroll in 5 courses in a term, which is only allowed in your second year or second term, or if you took courses over the summer, and then you end up finishing your degree sooner than the time that it would normally take, at the end, there's going to be a balance of degree fee, and that's basically the remaining fee that you would owe for the program. So finishing it sooner doesn't reduce the cost of the program. You'll just be given a lump sum at the end that you'll have to pay for the program. Financial aid. So besides the automatic entrance awards and scholarships that were given out in March for those who applied by January 31st and had at least an A- average, there are other forms of financial assistance available. Obviously, OSAP. If you haven't applied for OSAP or you don't think you need OSAP, or for any reason you just haven't yet, I recommend applying for OSAP. And the reason I say that is because you have access to other scholarships, awards, and bursaries that you wouldn't otherwise have access to if you didn't apply for OSAP. So just apply for it, even if you choose to pay off the OSAP loan after you can, but you do have access to other scholarships that, again, you wouldn't have access to otherwise. So our system is kind of tiered. So we usually say to apply for OSAP, and then the Scotiabank line of credit, you don't have to go through Scotiabank. This is just an agreement that U of T has made with Scotiabank to provide a special interest rate for students at U of T, but you can use any lender if you wish. So we get the information that you submit for any of those financial programs. And that's how we determine that there's financial need, or that you have financial need through that information that you've submitted. So the Omnibus Awards application will open in August and will be due at the end of September. And those scholarships, there's one application you fill out that you'll be given a link to later on to fill that out. And those are typically based on financial need. And again, we get the information through that other information that you've submitted, as well as through the application that you completed. And then there are additional bursaries that are available that you can apply for. So a lot of these are either financial needs-based, merit-based, and then depending on what the award, the specific award requires you to have, you'll be able to look up to see what that specific award requires you to have to be eligible to receive it. And then, of course, as much as you plan ahead, sometimes you run into emergency situations and there are emergency grants and loans available. You want to connect with us as soon as possible. We do have a new associate registrar who's just started this week. Her name is Sherry Dang, and you can connect with her directly to set up an appointment to talk about what your options are. And that's it for me. And I'll be available throughout the day to have any questions as well. So I'm going to introduce you. We're going to be talking about the Inform services. You're in the Inform right now. There are a bunch of different services that are available to you as a student, and Daisy's going to talk to you about what some of those options are.
So, hi everybody. My name is Daisy Dowdell, as Andrea said, and I am the User Services Librarian here at the Acorn. I am also a recent grad of the program. I graduated last August, so less than a year ago. What is the Inform? I mean, you're in it. It's a multi-purpose space that supports studies and research for faculty of information, students, staff, and faculty members. We're one of the over 40 libraries on U of T campus, but unlike all of the other ones, we're dedicated to the faculty of information community, so we're a great resource for you guys. Some of the services that might be of interest to you, mine are not in the order of this, but they cover all of these topics in general. The first is the personal librarian program. As an incoming student, you're going to be matched with one of the Inform librarians. And throughout the year, you're going to receive emails from them that keeps you up to date with what's going on in the faculty and with resources for your research or for other opportunities that might be of interest to you. And they're also your go-to person if you have any questions about the library or about researching. We think it's important to have a friendly face on campus because U of T is so big and grad school is, sometimes a big change for people. So we really want to help you guys get acclimated. The next are the iSkills workshops. The Inform offers over 70 free workshops to our students during the fall and winter terms. You'll be receiving an email about those sometime in August, I think. And these workshops, they support the faculty's curriculum and help you develop your professional, technical, and academic skills. And they cover really a wide range of topics. There's everything from 3D printing to grant writing to crash courses in various library classification systems. It really runs the gamut. And they're scheduled in ways to make sure that our students can attend, kind of to dovetail with the course calendars. Okay, well, I'll talk about tech loans. We offer loanable technology to faculty of information students. And what's great about them is that they're only available to faculty of information students. So when you come to the desk, we'll usually have what you need. And we have a lot of cool stuff. We have MacBooks, we have Dell computers if you like PCs. We have projectors, pretty much any kind of charging cable you need, HDMI adapters, video cameras. A lot of what you'll end up doing in this program will involve some sort of technology. And luckily, we have it for you. Next is IRLAC's Mindful Moments, and I'm also going to tack on Playwell. Our library is very interested in promoting student mental health. And so one of the things we offer is iRelax. It's just to the far left over here if you want to check it out after the session. It's a mindfulness resource center. It has everything from yoga mats to cushions and blocks and meditation recordings that you can use to help de-stress. One of our librarians, Kathleen Schaefer, also offers mindfulness sessions at noon on some days of the week. I'm not sure what they're going to be this week. And finally, Playwell is a program that we offer during the end of term period to help with student stress, and it's focused on reducing stress through play. So we have video games nights, board game nights. I'm trying to bring a therapy dog this year. It's going to be really cool, I think, and our students really like it. And of course, our facilities, we're here for you to use. We've got gorgeous seating upstairs. We also have great kind of little individual booths you can sit in. And we have a expansive collection of course reserves. So one of the great things is that textbooks are expensive, right? But a lot of our students actually get through the program without buying textbooks because we have on reserve for you the books and titles your professors need you to use. So that's all from me. Welcome to the faculty. I hope to see you guys in September.
So just really quickly, accessibility services. So for anybody who is interested or requires to register with accessibility services, we ask that you do so right away, because if you want the accommodations to start in September, we recommend applying by the July 17th date. Obviously, this isn't a deadline, so you can apply with it, enroll with accessibility services or register with accessibility services anytime throughout the year. But if you do want to have that in place right away, do it sooner rather than later. Alex.
I'm here. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks so much for your patience as well, as the photo and name suggests. My name is Alex House. I'm the careers officer here. I'll likely be meeting all of you at some point during your time here at the program. I have a lot of information, and there's been a lot of information thrown at you already, so I'll keep this fairly brief. This is a quick agenda, what I'll be talking about for the next 10 minutes or so. We'll talk about programs and services that are available to you. We'll talk about our experiential learning opportunities. So these are opportunities, work placements that you get credit for. We'll talk about outcomes and then next steps. So if you pay attention to nothing, at the end of every slide, there's a kind of an action item for you. So we'll get into that. The first program that's, or service rather, that's available to you is career advising. So I would recommend everyone at some point, ideally in their first semester or even in their first year, come speak with us, and we can help you kind of map out your strategy for the 2 years or 3 years that you're with us. So these appointments are available typically in the afternoons from Tuesdays to Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So the action item here is to book a career advising appointment. I'll have my email, I think is available in the Getting Started guide. It's also the final slide. So that's the best way to schedule an appointment, is just to reach out to me directly, or anyone here at the staff, and they can direct that to me. As Daisy mentioned, we have a number of workshops that we offer. Several of them are career related. So these are resume writing workshops, job interview workshops, LinkedIn, and there's a few other ones there as well. So as Daisy mentioned, you'll be receiving an email in August inviting you to register for these workshops. And if September is too crazy, it probably will be, they'll be offered again in January as well. We have a number of networking events that take place often in this space, actually. It's a really good event space, as you can see. So a number of events that are organized within the faculty itself. So, through our office, through our student leaders, who you'll hear from, through Ms. Camusa, and through other areas as well. One of the main events that we hold is our professional associations networking event. Takes place here. Usually in November, we invite in a number of professional associations that are related to all our concentrations, museums as well, to talk about those types of opportunities. So for events in general, we do send out a weekly newsletter through our student services office. It's every Tuesday, and it kind of captures all the information that you need for that week. And that is where we share a lot of these types of events. Sometimes we'll link to other websites and other places to sign up, but that is kind of how you get a snapshot of what's happening for that week. Job shadowing, I'll talk about quickly. So this is an opportunity for you starting in the winter term. We usually take the fall to kind of gather our hosts. These are people from our alumni community that have offered to welcome you to their office space. And in January, we hold an orientation session where we'll invite you in so that you have access to these opportunities. So you can hold off for now until January. Similar to our job shadowing, is our Ask an Alum, and this is something that's available to you right now, actually. So on our website, you'll be able to navigate through. You can even just Google Ask an Alum High School, and you will find a list of alum that are interested and available to speak with you to talk about your career outcomes and your career plans. So all their information is available on the website. You can fill out an application now, and they will essentially match you. Job site, some of you may have explored a job site. You may not be ready for a job yet, and information on museums, but this is also a public webpage on our website. And it's a really good resource. It's a good chance for you to kind of get a sense of where your degree can take you. These are full-time, part-time, volunteer jobs that are active right now. So You can apply if you're ready. You may not be ready, but it's a good way to kind of see, where you might be taking. So that's it for programs and services. I'll talk quickly about experiential learning. And the first is our co-op option. So is anyone here interested in the co-op option? Okay, awesome, great. So there is some information, much more information available in the Getting Started guide. I think it's on page 22. And there's a wealth of information on our website as well. So this is just a quick snapshot. So what is co-op? Co-op is an opportunity for you to do 2 paid work terms in the summer between your first and second year, and the fall of your second year. So we want you to kind of finish your first year, kind of get your foundational knowledge, and then there's an opportunity for you to actually go on work placements, get paid, and get credit for that. So who's eligible? It's pretty much everyone. It's really only limited to those in the MA program. We do encourage you to consider only one concentration. So if you're considering more than one, we can talk about that, but co-op may not be right for you. The reason behind that is that we really want you to get that foundational knowledge in user experience, in archives, in library science before going on your work term. So if you have any questions about that, we can talk about that after as well. So most important, how do I apply? We'll be holding an information session in September, where we'll share more information about exactly what to expect and how to go through that process. We'll be asking for application materials, so this will be a resume and a letter of intent to us, outlining why you're interested in being in the co-op option. And then we'll make our decisions typically towards the end of the fall semester. One more item here. We have a course that's available in the fall term coming up. The course code is INF 3900. This is not required, but it's a highly recommended course for you to take. You get credit for that, obviously. And it covers workplace learning, kind of what to expect in the workplace, and is a really helpful course. More information as well in terms of criteria and what we expect from you. We do expect you to complete at least 4 required courses in 1 concentration. Again, that's just so that you get that foundational knowledge in any of those concentrations before going on your work term. So again, just quickly, there's more information on our website and a lot more information in that Getting Started guide. I will be available after 12 o'clock as well upstairs. Colin's
So we'll call in.
Yeah.
So Colin Furness, who's our co-op director.
Yeah. Myself and Colin Furness, he is our co-op academic lead. He does like the teaching side of co-op. He teaches a prep course. We'll both be available in room 520 to answer any one-on-one questions you might have about co-op. The next experiential learning opportunity we have is our practicum courses. A lot of people aren't quite familiar with them. These courses are specific courses that are available to you after you complete your first year. And similar to co-op, it's a work placement. However, these are short-term unpaid opportunities, totaling about 100 hours. So averaging about, depending on your schedule with your supervisors, maybe 2 to 3 weeks part-time. And these are the course codes are right here actually. So INF 2158 and INF 2173. So again, these are available for you after you finish your first year. So no immediate action required now, but there are some prerequisites as you can see. Any museum students in the room? Okay, awesome, great. So I'll talk about the museum internship option. It is an option as well. And this is a chance for you to get academic credit for an internship in a museum-related field. So like, similar to co-op, this is in the summer between your first and second year. And you'll see at the bottom, if you remember, I did mention that prep course for our co-op students. There's also a prep course for our museum students. And unlike co-op, this is actually a required course for you to take. So this is very important. If you're interested in the museum internship, you do have to register for this course.
This fall.
This fall, yeah. July 31st, I suppose. This is a slide on our exhibition project. This is another exciting opportunity for museum students in the second year. So once you come back from your internship, there's a chance for you to enroll in this course, which is a Y course, which spans fall and winter. And it's a chance for you to work in small groups, usually maybe 3 to 5 people, on a specific exhibition in a specific institution. So this is really a good chance for you to continue applying what you've learned through your internship and through your first year in the program in an actual museum. So here's an example of some of the places our students have done their exhibition projects. Work study as well, I'll touch on that. So this pertains to the entire university. Many of you in your undergrad likely had a work study opportunity available for you. So these are part-time paid opportunities that are available to you during the fall and winter terms. So you can see typical wages is minimum wage, but they'll often top you up, especially if you're graduate students. They like to use a little bit more. So the hours here are 15 hours per week for a total of 200 hours from September until February. So this is important if you're interested in these positions. The application period will start on August 7th. The program period will run from September 5th until in February. You want to give some time to kind of wrap up and finish your courses and assignments. And the way you apply for these positions is through the Career Learning Network. So this is the Greater U of T job board. So once you have your U2 ID secured, you'll have access to go in here. On August 7th, you can apply for these positions. And I would encourage you to explore other areas on the site. There's various workshops, career fairs, events that take place across the university. So this is the main U of T career page. Career outcomes, I'll just go through this quickly. This is kind of a snapshot of where our students have gone and where they've gone to. Just in the interest of time, I'll breeze through this. I'm not sure if you can see that at the back, but this is on our website. We publish all of our employment outcomes. So we do survey our graduates once they finish the program a year out. We want to see where they're working. And we are obligated to publish these reports. So this is on our website. They date back to 2012 here. So I'd encourage you to check out these reports. You'll get a much better sense of the types of organizations and job titles our students have worked, graduates rather, have worked based on the concentration. Most importantly, you'll see how much money they make based on concentration. So you could see how much money your counterparts will make. So I'd encourage you to check that out as well, just to get some research done. Again, museum studies, this is kind of a snapshot of where they've gone to work, the percentage of how quickly they're employed. These are good numbers. So sorry breezing through this, but this is kind of a summary of what I just spoke about. My email's here if you wanted to jot that down, but it's available in the Getting Started guide. So these are your next steps. If you're interested in co-op, you could enroll in INF 3900, but we'll send some more information out over email. Don't worry about that. Don't worry if you're not paying attention right now, it's okay. For museum studies students, you do need to enroll in that 3900 course in order to be eligible for the summer internship. Book an advising appointment with us, register for high skills, read all the emails that we send to you. It's going to be a lot, but please make sure you read them because there's important information there. Consider job shadowing for the winter term. Look at that Ask Enrollment list right now and see if you want to meet up with anyone, and review the job site postings as well. So I know that's fast. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll be available afterwards.
Almost there. I'm going to invite Emma, who's going to talk about the Masters in Museum Studies Association.
No, it's okay, don't run. Hey everyone, so my name's Emma. I'm the president of the Museum Studies Student Association. So it's the student council basically for museum study students. I'm going to take my notes out because I do remember what I was going to say, but always be prepared. So MUSA is a student association that aims to represent the museum studies student body. We have quite a few events planned throughout the school year, also professional development events. We have something called Tech Fund, which is a program that works to bring technology to the students. Just a lot of stuff to make sure that student experience is really good throughout the school year. If you have any questions, you can email us at musa.highschool@gmail.com. You can also learn more at our website, which is also there, good. First year students are also able to get involved in MUSA. There are a few first year positions that are elected, but you can learn more about that in September when we start to get all of that organized. But basically, MMSt is here to make sure that you have a great experience. You can always talk to the members, me, and there are a few other members here today. And if you have any questions, you can always ask us. We also have something called Musings, which there's information here, but it's part of MUSA and the Museum Studies program. It's a blog that's run by students talking about museum studies, museum practices, which you can also get involved in, and that's something else you can talk to us about if you want to. Yeah, we also have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, so you can follow those to make sure that you are up to date on everything that's happening, and yeah.
And Emma will also be up in room 538 if you wanted to ask her more questions later on as well.
Hi, so I'm Patty. I'm president of MIST, which is the equivalent to MUSA for MI students. So we're an elected group, your student council of volunteers that represent and advocate for the MI student body, both here at the iSchool and also in the wider network of U of T student governments. Here we also do a variety of things to enhance the MI student experience. So we have social events throughout the year, professional development events, networking events and workshops. As Emma said, we also fund the tech fund, which is what's used to purchase the technology that's for loan here at the Forum. So if you want to take advantage of basically everything that we offer for you, just make sure that you stay opted in to both your the MISC Society fee, which is $25 a year, which is a very good deal, and the tech fund fee, which is $50 a year that both MI and MMSt students pay into, which I think you can do on Acorn starting on Monday. Otherwise, we'll have elections also in the fall for first year positions if you want to get involved with what we do. And you can follow us on our social media. We're just excited to get to know you all and join us after for ice cream here once the day is over. Well, thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Sydney and I am a third year CDP student here at the iSchool, and I'm also in the LIS concentration for semester of information. I'm also one of the peer mentor coordinators here at the Faculty of Information. I know that a lot of this is very overwhelming and you have a lot of questions as a new student. I was a new student myself 2 years ago and I'm also an international student, so I had a lot of questions. And that's why we have the Peer Mentor Program. So this program partners you up with an upper year student and who gives you the opportunity to partner with somebody who has similar interests or studying the same thing as you are, or just can give you something that you need in order to be successful here at the University of Toronto. Throughout the summer, you will receive a form, link to a form that will be able to partner you. So it will say, be a mentee. So you fill it out, it'll ask your interests, it'll ask what you're studying and what you need, such as being a part-time student or a student that maybe has a family. And we will be able to, later in the summer, partner you with a mentor that we can connect you with, so you can ask questions and you can ask advice and hopefully be successful throughout your 2 years here, or 3 if you are a CDP student. We also have a Facebook page called Peer Mentoring at iSchool, which you can request to join, and once you're in, we have current students that are in the group that are answering questions right now. So in the interim, before you receive your mentor, we will be able to answer your questions there. Also, if you have any questions about the program or anything in general here at the Faculty of Information, you can find me. Thank you very much.
All right, and finally, just really quickly, this is just a brief overview of what is going to happen during orientation. Orientation week is going to be from the 3rd to the 6th. So we're going to have a bunch of different panels and workshops throughout the week, the General Assembly, boot camp sessions to help prepare you for the start of class, which is on Monday, September 9th. So classes start on the 9th. Obviously, if you don't have a class scheduled on Monday, you're not going to start on the 9th, but they start that week. And you get to choose whichever of the workshops and sessions for the orientation week that you would like to attend. You don't have to attend all of them, but the schedule will be out in August. Again, as I mentioned, you can pick up your T-card later on, so make sure you have your UTOR Drone ID with you, some sort of government issued ID, and if you're an international student, some legal status document. All right, so now you're going to move on to learn a little bit more about your concentrations and programs. MMSt Museum Studies, you're up in room 538. We do have faculty, your faculty liaisons and the faculty of information are kind of like your advisors. So if you ever have questions about your courses, about like your timetable and the careers afterwards in that specific concentration, you would go to your faculty liaison. And we have other faculty members and other students here available to talk to you. For those interested in culture and technology, unfortunately, there was a last-minute emergency, and Sarah Grimes, who is the liaison for CNT, was not able to make it. But we do have two students who are here who will be able to and who will be able to help answer any questions that you might have about the culture and technology concentration. So they'll just be here in the Inform to come talk to you. Okay, thank you very much.